Yeah. Good afternoon. Hey, good afternoon, wadau. Yeah, that sounds better. Thank you so much. We are happy to see you. My name is Shiko Hadasa, and I work with Simcha TV, Ndereti FM, and Angaza Africa. We work with young people, mentoring young people. We believe that there are possibilities within you that can only be provoked when you meet other young people like you who will see sometimes what you don't see in yourself. We call it the Johari window. There is something you know about you that no one else knows. True or false? There's something you know about you that other people know about. There's something other people know about you and you do not know. And then there is something you do not know about yourself and others do not know about you. So our organization is about igniting self-awareness and environmental awareness. So it's about knowing you, introducing you to you. So it's about hidden potentials that are within you that you may know about or someone else may know about, or you could not actually be having any information about them. And so with me on my panel, I have beautiful ladies. Aren't they ladies? See, they're beautiful. Sini wazuri. Yeah, and because the mouth is the window to the heart, we would like to have them introduce themselves. I will start on my left. I know the right hand is used for so long, right? Today let us use the left hand. Amaniaje. So let us have them introduce themselves. We are going to have this show called Conversations with Shiko. Tell your neighbor, Conversations with Shiko. Yeah, these are Conversations with Shiko, brought to you by Simcha TV and Ndereti FM. Karibu sana. On to my left, kindly let us introduce ourselves with our organizations and what our passions are.
Gotha. Wase. Gotha. Cheers. So, naitwa Wambo. My name is Wamboi or Winnie. I am passionate about young people. I believe tuko na future bright. They keep saying that we are the future of tomorrow, but you have to be prepared for that future. So I am passionate about young people, and I'm from Angaza. I work with Shiko, and I am glad to be here, and I'm hoping that we're going to have good conversations, we're going to have a good time, and karibuni sana.
Yeah, let's give her a hand clap. Yeah.
My name is Marion Joroge. I'm the Executive Director, MK Defenders. MK goes for the initials, stand for the initials Mount Kenya Defenders. I'm a children rights activist, and I put my life on the line for the sake of children. That's why I'm here, because of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, underline that. I put my life on the line for who? For the children.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Nilikuwa nataka kuona kama mko alert. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Mary Jackie, Teacher Mary Jackie, or Mary Wanjohi. I'm the founder of Jamia Jadeite Foundation. I am the founder of Jamia Jadeite Foundation. We are located in Ruaka. We have a safe space, and we have passion for the girl child. We usually have mentorship programs, especially during the holidays, and we are passionate about teen moms. Si tumesikia teen moms wanaweza rudi shule? Yeah. Na wamekuwa kirudi shule through our initiative. Thank you.
Thank you. A hand clap.
Hi, Gen Zs. Are you one of them? Yes. I'm a millennial, and so I support a mother of Gen Z. Sawa. I'm here representing the clergy, and I'm also here representing Social Reform Network. I work with Simcha TV and Ndereti FM, looking for a good conversation with you people.
Thank you. Let us give our panelists a hand clap. Na kama mnavyojua wadau, I had told you before that our organization is about listening to you, and we're having conversations around the topics that you have raised. So today, Mumetu Challenge. One of the questions that you have asked, you're ready? Yes. Very ready. I'm the only one who knows the handwriting, so I am the only one who knows who wrote what. So I have seen somebody asking, how can one solve an issue? No. How can one avoid having sex? So this question is going to be answered by none other than Marion. So we give it to Marion, right? So Marion, kindly.
Oh my God, this is the hardest questions I've had in a decade. I think you need to step. You need to step kidogo too. Yeah. I think this is, as I said, this is the hardest question I've had in a decade. I'm still off guard, caught off guard. But I think it's, as young people, if you really need to avoid and indulge in sexual activities before your time, I think you need to get busy. I would not push you to get busy with your studies, but do what you like. We all have hobbies, and like this church, we have so many co-curricular activities. Out of sight, out of mind. If you engage yourself with what you like doing, you will not think about indulging in sex before your time. So to me, it's get busy, and in school, focus on what your strength. You might not be having strength in everything. You might not be having strength in mathematics or anything, but the subject that you like, you can overdo it, and you forget about that you can have sex before your time. Thank you.
Yeah, good. So Winnie, yeah?
Hi, the question was, how can one avoid having sex?
Yes.
Tabu niambieni, why do you want to have sex? Why do you have sex? Let me ask you. Why do you want to have sex? Before I tell you how to avoid it, mse mmoja niambie randomly. Hakuna beef, yes. Enjoyment. Sijasikia pili. So it's purely for enjoyment and leisure activities. So what other leisure activities and enjoyment can you have? Na msiniambie hakuna. One. Eating, watching. So if you ask yourself, why am I having sex? And what else can take its place? Why? Because sex comes with consequences. What consequences of eating do you have? Bloating. Yes. Diarrhea, ukikula food mbaya. Haya, watching, consequences. Nothing should be overdone. So why do you want to have sex? Answer that question first. What you're looking for when you're having sex at this age, and then maybe, because you can replace pleasures and enjoyment venye mmesema. Your enjoyment manze, ukitoka hapo mse mwenye alikuwa anasema unadilaje na guilt. So enjoyment comes at a cost of dealing with the guilt for the rest of your life because you did something that had an effect in someone's life. So let's look at the whys and find replacements first, and then maybe at the right time. There is always a right time. So, thank you.
Thank you, Winnie. Let us also hear from Mary what she has to add on that.
I want to add that, as she has said, sex is energy. You can direct that energy into something else. For example, playing soccer, you can go have a long walk, hiking, you direct that energy to something else. That will, in the long run, you'll not feel guilty about it. Okay?
As you know, as a reverend, I will answer in two types, two-sided. When I represent the clergy, I will tell you, don't have sex, abstain. That is how you cannot have sex. And the way to abstain is to be saved. Of course, you own that Christ lives in you. You make your body a temple of God. You live for that which you believe. That is how I can answer as a clergy. Then I cannot also tell you, as my partners are saying, my counterparts, that what do you want? When you have sex, you know the consequence of sex. You can have pregnancy, not only pregnancy, you can contract STIs. Why do you want to have it? Once you answer that question, avoid things that will lead you to having sexual arousal. You avoid having contact with a girl if you are weak. You avoid being in secret places with those girls. You avoid staying alone, because you can not only do sex, you can involve yourself in masturbation and other things that are counted as sex. Sindio? That is what I can answer.
Thank you. And I know I could hear a pin drop in the room when we started with that, but I wanted us to start with the hard questions. Sindio? So the other question that someone has asked here is, as a teen mom who is in school, how can I stop having sex yet I have a baby? Reverend, since you had the mic last, as a teen mom, I had sex, that's why I have a baby. How can I stop? Because you do not want, I don't know.
Okay, as a teen mom, you have had sex before that brought the consequence of the baby. You can learn from that example, and you choose to abstain. You choose to keep yourself, recollect yourself back to where you should have belonged, so that you keep your body for that man or who will marry you. So it is a matter of choice. The way we choose, I'll eat chips and not githeri, that's how you are going to choose not to have sex. Not because of anybody or to please anybody, but to please yourself and the man who will marry you.
Thank you. You have just reminded me that when we were young, we thought that adults have sex every day, every minute, every second. That is how we grew up thinking. Amaniaje? Yes. But when we grew up and we became these people that we are, we realized you can actually stay without it for so long while you are achieving other goals. It is not always the main goal, but it is important. You know, we cannot tell you that it is not part of our lives, but again, why am I having it? When am I having it? With whom am I having it? For what? Because when somebody said consequences, I think we did not, quite sometimes people don't really understand until it has happened to you, when you see the consequences in form of whatever it is. And I think, thank you so much, guys. So when, I don't know whether there's anyone else who would want to talk to that teen mom who feels, I'm in school, I'm still doing my studies, but I have a baby and I would want to stop these things. I would want to conjoin that question with another question that has been asked. Kama uko na mbabas na amekupea mimba, yani mumetinga goal, sindio? What do I do? Utafanya? In fact, this one is asked the question is asked in Swahili. And I'm going to give it to Mary. Mary.
Back to teenage pregnancy, from the first question, is peer pressure. You see, umepata mtoto already, na pia unatembea bado na wale marafiki, bado ulikuwa unatembea nao before, so they'll still lead you to the same situation. You can become even an advocate. Wewe ndio unaweza hata wa advice uambie, hapana, mimi, let me focus on my studies. I want a brighter future for myself and my child. Back to the mbaba question. In our center, we usually have those cases of young girls wanna date mbaba. For this one, she's pregnant and she must be very young. So our advice is, you give birth to the baby, you come for counseling, you can talk to any of the ladies when you wamekaa hapa, ama uende to your nearest organization that you know that cares for children and teenage moms, wakushikilie, they walk with you throughout the journey, wakupatie hiyo advice, na pia tunakuadvise usitembee tena na mbaba, because mbaba ameishi life yake, kweli? He's already a mbaba, he already has his family. So akikudanganya bado ationi takuoa, hiyo inakuanga ni uongo. Huyu mbaba anakuestia time as a young girl, wewe uko na future ahead of you. So usisikize mambo ya mbaba, unamuacha, unakuja you give birth, una carry your child, usitoe mtoto. Mtoto ni baraka. Si tunajua watoto ni baraka? Si tulikuwa na teen mom hapa ametuongelesha. Usiabort, don't abort, approach us, we will walk with you through all that journey. Na pia ukishapata huyo mtoto, there are steps we will take, urudi bado shule. Unaweza bado endelea na life yako, life is not over, life has just begun for you. Although you are a young mom, bado utarudi shule.
Yes. Thank you. Anyone else who would want to add?
Let me add, let's be very realistic that as Madam Mary is saying, before Mbaba see you, how many other girls has this Mbaba seen? How many other lives has he destroyed? Akisema ni chipo, ni chips funga, si ndio? Akikuprovidea, how many other girls does this Mbaba see? Kwa sababu Mbaba, let's say ako kutoka age 30 kwenda juu. Ameona wasichana wangapi, amekuwa amedate wasichana wangapi. And then with Mbabas, I'm not saying with the boys you cannot risk your life. It is more risky because Mbaba is moving with other girls. Anaweza kucontractia, not only kukupea mimba, unaweza contract HIV, AIDS and other STI diseases. So kuna watu keep off Mbaba, just keep off. And if you are answering that question, uko pregnant for him, keep the child because the child is very innocent. Love your child. Know that he came from Babas, but look forward to have another future with another man who will love you and your child. This future is brighter than you think. And we are here to support you. As I said, we'll continue to walk the journey with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, as a teen mom, I had challenges accessing reproductive health, education, or information, and that is why I ended up having another baby. Yet, I was in school. Marion.
This is my area of specialization on access to reproductive health rights. And I want to bring you to your attention that you have a right to access any reproductive health services in any hospital, and more so a government hospital. Article 43 of our new constitution guarantees you that you have a right to access kupewa matibabu kwa ama ushauri kwa any government hospital in the Republic of Kenya. For example, there are hospitals around here. We have Karori. If you feel like una need ushauri wa reproductive health, just walk in there, ulize at a receptionist or anybody where you can access the reproductive health services. It is your right. Without hata kuuliza mtu mwingine, you have a right to access those services. And before I hand over the mic, if you have any question regarding a human right violation that have ever happened to you, I'm also here for the same purpose because I'm a children rights activist. So if you have a question regarding human rights, any violation that have ever happened to you, we are ready to answer the question because I and my organizations are here to defend you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mary, what do you have to say about our governance when somebody has to access such services in a government institution?
What I can say about governance, sometimes as leaders in the community, we usually have difficulty accessing the civil rights, the authority. Sometimes it's a bit challenging, but still, is it in the hospital or in the offices?
I think reproductive health sometimes can cut across because kwa chief na hospitali hazikuangi mbali sana. But how is our governance? Even when we say it's a right, then it means the government offices come in, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they are not well informed about it, so they are supposed to refer the cases to us, and sometimes it's difficult for them to deal with such issues because there's that lack of, there's no rapport between the governance and the CBOs, and sometimes there's lack of trust because they think the CBOs or the community workers are there for the money and you're not working for the community. So they should really support this initiative. And they should, if they have such cases, they should call us in the office, or they should guide the teen moms or the teenagers who would love to have the services to our centers. We have safe spaces. They should guide us, and they should work together with CBOs, community workers, community champions, CHVs. Yes.
Thank you. There's a teen mom who asked us a question before we came to this forum, and she said, having a baby as a minor with an adult, when she went to report the case, she was asked why in the first place she had sex with an adult and yet she was a minor, which is very subjective because it made her not to want to access whatever services she was seeking for, because it first started by judging her. And because the reason she was taking this case to the chief or to the government office was because the family where she belongs had already rejected her, stigmatized her. She was out of school. The teachers were talking about her. The students were also talking about her being pregnant. And when she was seeking for help from a government officer, she felt like the whole world had come to an end for her. You and Marion, I would like you to speak to this particular girl, wherever she is. What next step can she take? Because at the moment we were meeting her, for her to be able to express herself, she was very suicidal. What would you tell her with her young baby, with all the rejection that she has gone through? What is her way out?
First of all, this is a very sad story. You do not tell a victim, you do not ask or question a victim or push them into a corner on why they are a victim and how they found themselves there. So it is very sad, and I'm very sorry about it. But you can also write, you yourself, you can also write a letter to the particular hospital. There's an administration, and drop the letter there and tell them how you felt and how it affected you because of their actions. You have a right you have a right for an audience, and maybe you might help others.
Yeah. Maybe Winnie, in your everyday work, I'm sure you have had such cases because of the girls that sometimes end up in rescue spaces. What would you tell such a girl?
So first and foremost, we love being a safe space. That is where we are advocates. That's where we are fighting for your rights as a young girl. So most of the time, I'd like to tell her, first, I'd love to apologize for the ignorance of whoever she approached and met. That was extremely wrong. Second, I'd love to tell her that it is sometimes we meet barriers in life, but that shouldn't stop her. So it's an accident that happened, and she does not deserve that. So any girl who goes through such an ordeal, you do not deserve that regardless of the circumstances that got you there. In any case, we should be asking the adult, who is supposed to be the one, in charge of making the decisions, they should be arrested and brought to justice. So most of the time, that's why we have advocates. That's why you have this lady sitting here. That's why we have organizations, because we'd embrace such a girl and tell her, we're going to fight for your rights. We're going to give you a safe space. We're going to help you continue with your life, because we need to empower the young girl to get out of the first impression that she got, so that she's able to dream. What we tell young girls, and what I want to tell every young person today, is that you have a right to dream. And no one should take away that from you, whatever happens. And so we'd love to encourage her and tell her that that was not right. And that is why you have lawmakers and advocates that make it right for you. So thank you.
Wow, thank you. Did you hear that? That you can dream and nobody should question your dream. Even if you said whatever dream, no one should question and ask, how are you going to make it? First of all, you start by dreaming, isn't it? And then how we are going to realize that dream is another case. Kesi Badae, first dream. Yes, Mary.
I like to add to the question. She went to the chief, right? I feel that the governance and the people in authority, for example, the police, the chief, they need to be taken through classes of how to deal with such issues. And then most of the time when you go, for example, let's say police, Sometimes you will not find a female police and a male. You'll be reporting to a male, which this is gender sensitivity. So we need to be sensitive. Even the small police posts, they should be male and female. Even with the chief, they should be male and female. Both of them should be trained how to handle such sensitive cases. Yes.
Thank you. But on that, I would want to add personally. Some women say that when they find their female counterpart, they feel like the issue is not addressed as they wish to, and when they find the male, I don't know whether it's a myth or it's the truth, because some people will come out here and they will say, but when I found a man, I was treated better. And someone else comes in and says, but when I found a woman, I was treated better. Maybe anyone from the panel, what normally is the issue when somebody feels like their gender did not take care of them as they would have wished? Leverett.
Before I tackle that, I'll still contribute to the first question of the teenage girl who went out to seek for help, and she was stigmatized the more. The way she walked into that health center is not how she came out. She felt down. So we want to say it is ethically wrong. First of all, even in the provision of healthcare and the way they go through their system and how they learn in health practitioner, they first broke their rule of integrity and secrecy. So that is very, very wrong. We want to apologize on behalf of the girl who was intimidated. The second question you're asking about how when you go anywhere in the government office and you find a female who is supposed to help you, they discriminate. I have a case that happened here in our ward, right here in Kiamba, and the lady was violated, or rather she was beaten, and she needed the GBV desk to help, and she found a woman, and this woman was like, "Kwa nini unalia?" You cannot ask somebody like that. She's hurt. She needs that. She needs your compassion. You cannot address her with a question like, "Unalia kwa nini?" That is how she feels. That is how she's relieving the pain. And so it is very wrong. I would say in most cases these things happen. In my opinion, I would say it is one, the woman might be jealous or incompetent of handling the work. Yes.
Yes. Mary, did you want to add on something?
I feel there's this community policing that has come up, and as advocates we should all join those groups, and we should also be going for the meetings with the police, because we believe polisi ni rafiki. So when you go with a case or you have a problem, you are not going, yes, ndapata mama ndio atanisaidia. When you go with that mentality, you will not be helped. But I've gone to the police here. We are located in Ruaka, and I can tell you truly that the police are very supportive. They go, they know me, they know my cases. If I have a case, they'll really tackle it, because our initiative, and we work together with national policing, Polisi ni rafiki. When you believe that, you will succeed and you will always get services. So all police stations should be the same. They should have a lady and a man. That's how it's supposed to be. There's a lady and a man recording. There's even the gender office if it's a big police station. Yeah. Okay. Marion?
I think the person who felt violated, I would want to speak to you. Just write me a note and tell me how I will reach you. I want to intervene on your matter.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I think, guys, as you can tell, so it's a matter of individual responsibility. When one person has violated the rights of the other, we cannot say it is the entire community of the police, right? It is just one individual, maybe who is ignorant or has chosen not to take matters seriously, because I'm sure most of them go through a lot of training. The gender-based, the national gender and sexual violations groups are always working together with the police and training them and informing them. So I'm sure some of them are people who may not really be interested to give better services to Mwananchi, but not necessarily that the entire force has no support for Mwananchi. Then the other question, now that we are talking about teen moms, this one comes from somebody who is saying, If a teenager has started watching pornography while in school, either because of peer influence, usually in secondary schools, how can she or he stop and turn on to a new idea? So how can somebody stop watching pornography who has already started engaging in that? I know we should have answered this together with the sex question, but Winnie, I can baptize you with fire this time so that I skip Marion.
So we take watching pornography as an addiction. It's an addiction like any other, and there are withdrawal ways in which we deal with addiction. So first and foremost, you've been watching it, you're already exposed. It's about now managing the urge and the need to do that. So we take step-by-step approaches of how often do you watch? That is a question. So there is a survey first of how often are you doing it? How can we reduce it to the number of times? And then from there, now we start replacing, maybe you're indoors too much. You need to get out of your own space. You need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to chase your passions. Do you have any passions? Do you have any interests that are beyond? Because watching pornography means you're seated probably, and so is there anything else? So we replace the addiction with another safer coping mechanism, because also addictions are brought by other things. Now we find the root cause of that. So what's lacking exactly in your life? So once we find the root cause of what you're trying to replace with the pornography addiction, then we can find a safer coping mechanism. So it starts with how often are we doing it, how many times can we replace it, and what else can we replace that addiction with.
Thank you. In fact, the person is saying, how else can I get a new idea? Like exactly how you have put it, Reverend.
Get out of your house, try new things. But yes, karibu sana.
As you've said, thank you, my sister Winnie. Watching pornography, though it's an addiction, now it becomes a spirit. It escalates from now being an addiction, and you can do it even you can escalate from now not watching and doing it. You can do it kwa parking, unaweza fanya kwa barabara, you can do anything, because now it is beyond you. And so as we continue with the steps of how we can bring the addiction down, I can also tell you to seek spiritual help, so that you can, and also counseling help. Somebody can counsel you, the psychologist, they can help you go through this, how to bring it out, because now it is stuck in your mind, and you just see, or the time you do that, maybe it has escalated from just watching and doing. There is a part of doing what you are watching, then you need professional help. And I can say that pornography, anything it's spirit, anything. You talk of poverty, it's spirit. That is from the clerical point of view. It is spirit, and you deal with it. One through counseling, the other one through replacing that which you are doing with Bible reading, listening to godly music, watching godly preaching. Those things, they will bring it out. And the urge you feel of, I want to watch a pornography, that is where Winnie is saying replace it with something else. Do you like dancing? Dance. Do you like going out, hiking and doing other things? Replace that urge. I hope that's my contribution.
Thank you. So guys, as we wind up, we told you we are not going to take long. So as we wind up, I would like our panelists to take this time to give us a parting shot, so that we call this a day. So we will begin with Reverend. Now that you had the mic the last, you could tell us what's the way forward, or you could give us your last statement.
I want to first thank you, Shiko, because of this She Matters and Shiko conversation. We look forward to interacting with you more. We look forward to also see the government come on board to support what we are doing, so that we can minimize the teen moms, and also we can manage, or rather we can help those who are already involved. I've told you I'm a reverend. You can contact me in case you have such a matter or an issue, and then we can look forward to help you. I work with Ndereti FM. It is always open. Simcha Television is open for you. We have a Facebook page that you can contact us through. We can talk to you. We have our number streaming live right now on this live broadcast. You can contact us through that. I also advocate matters in that organization called Social Reform Network. I'm there. We call it Social Reform Center, SOREC. We deal with these issues. So professionally, we are able to do that. We are able to take you to where you belong. As Shiko said, you can dream again. You can continue dreaming. We can make you, sing you a lullaby, you sleep, and then you dream again. God bless you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's clap for her. Asante sana, Reverend Njeri Wakamau, the bravest. Yes, Mary.
My parting shot is there's life after teenage pregnancy. You can get help, as the Reverend has said. You can come to our center. You can start even getting psychological help. We can be talking to you, taking you to the antenatal care. We work with organizations that really deals with teenage moms and teenage pregnancy. One of them is CRU. We are members of CRU. Jamia Jadeite, we partner with CRU. So after teenage moms, the way you get pregnant, you can come. After you have your baby, you raise your baby as you're still getting mentorship, and you're also dealing with your mental health. Psychologically, we are making sure even the baby is healthy. Then you can go back to school. So there's life after having a baby. Even when you're pregnant, it's not the end of the world. Okay? Yes. Okay. We are all here to help. Yes. Thank you. Asante sana.
Thank you, Mary. Yeah. Asante sana. Yes, Marion.
I think I would want to tell young people, speak out, usinyamaze. You have all the rights within your disposal. Even if it reaches to a point you have to go to the police station, walk into a police station. If you need to walk into a children officer's office, walk in there and demand your rights. Do not keep quiet when violations are there. Struggle, aluta continua. Thank you.
Yay, aluta continua. This conversation continues. Yes, Winnie.
So as a girl advocate, I tell the girls that I meet every day, there is nothing so big. It only ends when you die. So whatever has happened to you, I know some very bad things might have happened to some of us, but it is okay. You have to keep moving. You have to push yourself. Inaitwa kujituma. Do it yourself, because we can empower you, but you have to do it yourself. So please feel empowered. Whatever has happened, whatever is going on in your life, tafadhali push yourself. Push yourself. It only ends when we stop fighting. So thank you so much.
Thank you. A clap for Winnie. Thank you so much, my very able panelists. I could not have done this without you. Let us meet every Tuesday and every Friday at Ndereti FM and Simcha TV. Conversations with Shiko. Conversations can come from teen mothers to anything. We will have conversations around anything that is affecting young people. And one of the things I would like to finalize with is that there's something that Philomena said, that ukichukiwa usijichukie, right? So whatever happens to you, if people are fighting you, stigmatizing you, do not do the same to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Forgive yourself 70 times 77, Reverend? 70 times 77 times. Forgive yourself, re-forgive and forgive and forgive and forgive. Keep forgiving yourselves. We are not all perfect. None of us is. And when all is said and done, we believe in you. We believe in your dreams. We believe in your visions. And we are going to walk together, because we too have been where we are. Where we are has been made possible by the giants from whose shoulders that we all dived from. We had people behind us. We did not just come. Mary did not just come. Wanjiko did not just appear. Reverend Wakamau, Njeri Wakamau did not just appear. We do not just have Marion as Marion. We do not have just Winnie as Winnie. There are so many things and so many support systems behind them. There are so many disappointments and frustrations, learning and relearning. It's only that we do not have all the entire time to tell you guys what some of us have been through, but we are here as a testimony that you can dream again, we can dive again. You have to choose your giants, from whose shoulders you're going to dive. When all is said and done, mine is to say thank you so much for making this happen. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming and listening to us. Without you guys, we would not have done this. And thank you so, so much. Our producer, take it over. Asanteni sana. Let's continue with this conversation. Let's continue with this conversation. Isn't it? We thank you very, very much. Let this conversation continue. Let us continue with this conversation. Let us keep creating safe spaces where we can all come and have safe conversations around our dreams. And let us have support of everybody that we have seen here. The contacts are all going to be given to you. We will post all our panelists in our groups, our Facebook, our YouTube. We will put all of them there. So keep following us and see what number you need, any panelists that you require. We thank you so much. May God bless you. I'm going to invite Reverend Jerry Wakamau to pray and close this with a word of prayer. Bwana akubariki as you come.
Thank you so much. Without you, we were nothing. We continue to urge you to support us. We are a community radio and community television, Simcha TV and Ndereti FM. You can like our page on Facebook and YouTube, and you continue to follow the conversation of the Young Perspective, the She Matters, and all what programs we have. And so we thank you. We cannot have enough words to thank everybody who gave us a hand of partnership: Simcha Television, Wema Halisi Limited, MK Defenders, Mind to Heart, and Jamii ya Jadate Foundation, and any other person who was on board when we were preparing this event. We thank God for you, and we continue to pray for you that God will continue to empower you and that the struggle continues. A luta continua. Let us bow our heads and pray so that we leave. You can leave at your pleasure, and God bless you. How we pray, Lord Almighty, thank you because of such a wonderful day that you gave unto us here in Karori Catholic Hall. Thank you because of those people who are on board, the people who came physically, and those who are online. We give you glory for this day. It has been successful for She Matters, and also for our teen moms who are leaving this place encouraged. And Lord Almighty, they now have a way forward. We give you glory and honor until another day, Lord, you'll give us to come and share with them and encourage them. We give you glory and honor. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. God bless you. See you